Hello, my dear students. I welcome you to this session of Python programming. In today's session, I'm going to discuss a few statements with you, the break statement, the continue statement, and the pass statement. So as we have used break statement in some of our programs, I'll formally introduce you now to break. So what break does is it jumps out of the closest enclosing loop. That means if you are in a nested loop, that is within a loop, if there is another loop and you put a break statement there, then puts you out of that loop in which you use the break statement. So that is, it jumps out of the closest enclosing loop, and it skips all the, it does not execute any statement that occurs after this break. So break puts you out of a loop, and break should always be used inside a loop. Okay, and then the next one is the continue statement. The continue, what it does is it skips the remaining statements in a loop and jumps back to the header line of the loop. Okay, and pass, it does nothing at all. It's a do nothing statement, and it's a sort of an empty statement placeholder, and it could be used in for loops for putting some delays in your programs. We'll discuss this at a relevant time in future. And there is another thing, the loop else block, as we discussed, that the loop else block, it runs only if the loop is exited normally. That is, if there is no break statement in your loop, then your else block of the loop executes. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to write, small program snippets for you so that you can understand these statements, how they work. So let us start a Python interpreter session, and let me now begin say the discussion of the break. Okay, so you can write example for break statement. Okay, so for this what I do is I'll take a loop, say for I in range, say 1 comma 6. So I'm going to run a loop for 5 times, and here what I'm going to do is simply going to print the value of I, and I'm going to check if I is equal to 3. If I is equal to 3, then I'm going to break. Okay, and outside the loop I am going to write is something like this. Okay, so now let's see, this loop has to run 5 times. It has to execute this statement print 5 times. So it starts with I is equal to 1, 1 is printed, then it checks whether I is equal to 3 or not. So obviously it's false, so it goes back to the beginning of the loop, the header line. Now I becomes 2, 2 is printed, then I becomes 3, 3 is printed. Now this condition I is equal to 3 is true, so break puts you out of this for loop to this print statement. So the output of this program code would be 1, 2, 3, and then well done. Okay, so let's save this as some name. Okay, so obviously the output is 1, 2, 3, well done. Now in the same program we can understand the continue statement. Okay, so if I write here continue, now what you see here is I again ranges from 1 to 5, and 1, 2 and 3 is printed. After 3 is printed, this if becomes true. So if it continue would mean it would go back to the top of the program now. Okay, and it would keep on engaging the remaining statements. So let's see what output it gives to us. So it gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the statements are given. So you won't be able to get, you would say that continue has done nothing in this. So to understand it in a better way, what I can do is I can put this like this. Okay. So now when I is equal to 3 is there, then continue would skip this print statement. I hope you understand. First I is 1, so this statement won't have an effect. I 1 is printed, then 2 is printed. When I becomes 3, this continue, it skips this print statement. Remember, continue skips the remaining statements in the loop and goes back to the top of the header line. So I is equal to 3, nothing is done. So the output of this code would be 1, 2, 4, 5 and then well done. Okay, so I hope you understand the concept of break and continue. Now what if I say here pass? So it's a do nothing statement. Okay, nothing is going to happen with pass. Okay, so the output obviously is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well done. So pass is having no effect. It's simply a do nothing statement. Okay, in my next video with you guys, I'm going to discuss a few problems based on nested loops. I think I've not touched the topic, because otherwise nested loop simply means one loop written within another loop. But I'll share one video with you, some programs about how the nested loops work. So till then, keep watching my videos. Thank you very much.